Why build from the ground up? I'm going to explain why and give you a really simple example. So the hips are the primary power of the body. Say we're trying to jump as high as we can. Well, you would generate the force through the hips, pushing into the ground. And so, therefore, I grew up thinking only train the hips, don't waste your time with calves, this and that. Well, Connor, holding the camera, knows as much as anyone as one of the world's highest jumpers how important your knees and ankles, and by ankle I'm talking about the joint. So we're talking the Achilles is behind it, the calves, the tibialis, and by knees, you know, you've got the hamstring tying down in there, the VMO, but we're just speaking in terms of joints. So the hips are the power. And so if you look at like a standing vertical, you could have almost no knees and hips, or no knees and ankles, and pretty much just with your hips, you could generate a lot of force. But now in live sports, you go to jump, you guys can go. Now in live sports, say I'm gonna go for an actual like basketball jump. Well, I'm gonna push through my hip to generate the force. But then, right here, I have to absorb with my tibialis, and then my knee is gonna go over my toe. Every top jumper's knee goes over their toe there, so now I have to absorb with the VMO. And then, when I hit the ground, it's actually gonna be just through the ball of my foot. So now it's my calf, Achilles, having to explode me. So if you watch, like the top jumpers in the world with the running start, they're not going here, they're actually staying taller. And then God forbid a single leg jump is even more force that you're taking. You're basically taking, if you have no hips, you can't build up any force in the first place. But the stronger those hips, then you're building up a ton of force into your jump, but you're only going to be able to harness that, and you're only going to be able to do it pain-free if your ankles and your knees can keep up with your hip force. And can't keep up with hip force, you end up injured. Now you're not training your hips. So like as a sprinter, for example, if you can't sprint because of pain, it's going to be hard to become a better sprinter. So having strong enough ankle and knee allows you to put maximum force in speed and jumping and absorb it. So let's take a look. I don't know if they'll be able to do it right on this one. Maybe we'll make it a separate clip, but in this video that you're watching, Connor's going to clip in a slow motion, and I'll do this from a couple angles, and we'll just look. I'm just taking Connor's technique drill that we do, which is push, push, punch. So I'm going to push, and then I have to punch. That's how you jump really high off 2 feet. So we'll do this with like slow-mo. Push, punch. Okay? And this is without, Connor can tell you I've done no jumping today. So this is just showing you like a cold example. Ankles and knees should be able to handle the hips force. That was from that side. So why don't you come around to this side and we'll look at it again. And I just want you observing how much what's below my hips, how much all of that is having to actually absorb my power. So again, push, punch. Okay. Notice my torso angle when I jump, when you watch it back. And I'm not even the best at this, but this is just common sense. This is just nature of how our body works. You're not going to see me down here using only hips. You're actually going to see that the force is generated almost exclusively by the hips, and then it's absorbed almost exclusively by the knees and ankles to go up.